If you think her emotions are just an excuse, you are missing out on understanding half of what makes your relationship work or fail. You have probably dismissed your woman's emotions as hormonal before, rolled your eyes when she got upset over something that seemed minor to you, or that here we go again thought when she seemed more sentimental than usual. Or wait, have you said something that made things worse instead of better? Here is why that's the worst thing you could do. Men are wired for consistency, but women are wired for cycles. Neither is better, but pretending they are the same is where relationships break. So, this video is about understanding your differences to not only flourish your relationship but also to be her growth operator. Most men approach their partner's emotional cycle in one of two ways. Either they pretend it doesn't exist and get blindsided every month, or they treat it like some mystical force they will never understand. Both approaches completely fail as her emotional bandwidth changes throughout the month. Some weeks, she has more capacity to deal with her life. Other weeks, even small things feel heavy. This isn't her being dramatic. Her nervous system is literally wired completely differently. If this feels uncomfortably accurate, don't scroll away. You are exactly who this channel is for. Subscribe for conversations most people avoid. Think of her month like internal weather you can forecast in advance. Some weeks are clear, sunny. She's got energy, resilience, and mental clarity. She can handle your joke that didn't land quite right. She can laugh off the dishes you forgot to do. She can deal with work stress and still have something left for you at the end of the day. Other weeks are stormy. Everything feels cold, heavier, more intense. That same joke or its tone might sting. Those same dishes might feel like a proof you don't care. Work stress might leave her completely drained with nothing left to give. Women, if you are watching this, what do you wish your partner understood better? Let us know. The weather always changes, not because she's changed, but because her capacity has. And that is what most men get wrong. They expect her to operate the same way every single day, just like they do. They think, well, she was fine with this last Tuesday. Why is it a problem now? But that's not how her body works. Men experience a 24-hour emotional cycle based on hormone fluctuations, while women follow a 28 to 30-day monthly emotional cycle driven by their hormones. So first, understand this basic gender difference. Accept it and stop expecting consistency. And at the end, start respecting the rhythm. Here is what this rhythm actually look like, and more importantly, how to show up for her. The first week is her period. This is when her energy budget is at its lowest. Her emotional skin is thinner. Fatigue is real, not laziness. She is dealing with cramping, exhaustion, brain fog, and physical discomfort that drains her reserves. This is a good time to be the knight in shining armor. Be practical. Offer a heating pad, cook a warm meal for her, and take over household chores without being asked. These things reduce her stress significantly. Physical touch can help if she is receptive to it, but we are talking about gentle massages, hugs, or just quiet cuddling. Not demands, just don't rush things. The rule here is simple. Follow her lead, ask what she is comfortable with, and don't take it personally if the answer changes. After that comes week 2, the rebound. This is her high energy window. She has more emotional bandwidth, more resilience, more capacity for stress, conversations, plans, connection. You will notice she is more engaged, more enthusiastic, more interested in doing things together. Her emotional reserves are filling back up. She might tackle that project she's been putting off. She might initiate conversations about things that matter to both of you. Conflicts that might feel huge during other phases feel more manageable now. If you have been waiting to bring up something important, something that needs discussing but might be sensitive, this is often a better time. Not because you're manipulating the situation, but because you are both more likely to have the mental resources to handle it well. My recommendation, make most of this window when both of you are at your best. Go on that date night, have that talk about finances or future plans. Whatever it is, do it now when the energy is there. Around mid-cycle, she hits peak energy. This is when she's at her most confident, most social, and yes, most interested in you. It's not coincidence that this is also when fertility peaks. So if babies aren't in the plan right now, be smart about it. But definitely don't forget to enjoy this window together. Then comes the last 2 weeks. This is where most guys mess up. Her emotional skin gets thinner again. Things that would normally bother her suddenly feel overwhelming. It's not that she's creating problems out of nothing. It's that she cannot overlook existing problems as easily. Think of it this way. When her nervous system is well resourced, she can tolerate minor annoyances without them being major issues. When that reserve drops, those same annoyances suddenly feel intolerable. She's not crazy. She's not overreacting. Her body is operating with less emotional cushioning. Send this to a man who wants to be better, not just right. Imagine you have been sleeping great for weeks. You are well rested, energized, and everything feels manageable. Then you have a few nights of terrible sleep. Suddenly, traffic that you would normally brush off makes you furious. Comment from your boss that you would ignore bothers you all day. You snap at someone when you normally wouldn't. Are you a different person? No, you are just operating with fewer resources. That's what's happening for her during this phase. It's not sleep deprivation, it's her entire nervous system adjusting to different internal conditions. This is one of the most important times when your response matters enormously. If you get defensive or dismissive or invalidating what she's feeling and experiencing, that creates a secondary problem on top of what she's already dealing with. Instead, try a simple acknowledgement. Something as straightforward as, I can see this is really bothering you, or that sounds really frustrating, goes a long way. This validates her experience without necessarily agreeing with every detail. Let's put this into practice. For example, she tells you that she's upset because you didn't text her back for 3 hours. Well, the old you would sound like, I was just busy. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? That's dismissive. It tells her the problem is her reaction, not the situation. Now the growth operator you should sound like, I can see that really bothered you. I'm sorry. I should have let you know I had been tied up. That acknowledges her feelings, takes responsibility, and doesn't make her feel crazy for feeling what she felt. Same situation, completely different outcome. You need to bring calm to the table because even if it doesn't show, she knows something feels off. According to research, many women report feeling like they are not themselves during this time. They feel more sensitive, more prone to tears, and more easily angered. And that awareness can actually make things worse because now she's dealing with both emotional intensity and the frustration of feeling out of control. Your job isn't to fix it. Your job is not to make it worse. If you don't know how to talk through this, you can always rely on act of service. That stereotype about women craving chocolates or carbs before their period, it's true, at least for a lot of women. Instead of teasing her about eating differently, maybe just have some of her preferred comfort foods available. It's a small gesture that goes a long way. Now, what you definitely shouldn't do. First of all, you don't say things like, are you on your period, or you're being emotional because your hormones. Even if you may be right about the timing, framing it this way dismisses her feelings and makes her feel like you're reducing her to biology. Her emotions are real, whether they're influenced by hormones or not. Don't tease her about mood changes, increased appetite, or crying. These things are already frustrating for her to deal with. Your job is to be supportive, not add to the problem. Also, do not try to avoid her altogether during these phases. That usually backfires because withdrawal makes women feel rejected and not cared for. Instead, stay engaged, show up. Even if you don't have all the answers, understanding your women's emotional cycle doesn't mean you're responsible for managing it or fixing it. Women aren't broken. They are dealing with natural biological processes that have real effects. When you take the time to understand her cycle, you're showing respect for what she goes through, and you are creating a relationship dynamic where she feels safe being honest about what she's experiencing. Save this video, not for her, for the next time you're confused instead of curious. That's what being a growth partner means. Not someone who just tolerates the difficult days, but someone who actively understands what's happening and shows up accordingly. That's the difference between a good relationship and a great one. That's what women mean when they talk about wanting a partner who truly gets it. And now you do. And if you're curious about emotional outsourcing in relationships in 2026, watch this video. Comment operator if this changes how you see her emotions. Like, share, and subscribe. This channel is for conversations most people avoid.